computer. All right. Oh, you girl. Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome everyone to our first community weekend win call. Yay! Oh my gosh. Please put in the chat a 1 where you are from. And yeah, please put in the chat where you're from. And please put in the chat if you are super, super excited to be here, because we are. And we will go ahead and get started. So you guys, this call came about actually accidentally, but then on purpose. And here's the reason. We believe that all of you clients want to be successful. Put a 2 in the chat if you joined this plan because you wanted to fail. I shouldn't see any 2s. You all joined this program because you want to be successful. Yes or yes? Just nod your heads for me. Yes. Okay. Now, how many of you have done some sort of program, diet, fast, detox, and had some success? And slowly but surely that weight came back. Just nod at me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And so here's what we've found, you guys. Programs, as long as you are motivated and you have extreme willpower, you are so gung-ho, right? When you look in the mirror and your clothes don't fit or you're out of breath because you can't tie your shoe, you are motivated. But let me tell you what happens when you come on our program. Y'all have been successful, right? How many of you, tell me what you lost the first week, put it in the chat. How many of you saw amazing success your first week? I want everybody to see, and we are recording this. 6.7 pounds, 5 pounds, 5 pounds your first week. You guys, this is literally like you're shedding a half a pound to a pound a day. Okay, super exciting. The program works. I've had people lose 13 pounds their first week. And somehow around week 3, end of week month, give them 3 months, slowly but surely, guess what happens? Because they don't feel so bad, because they're not hurting as much, that old instinct, those old habits, that old mindset starts to want to creep in. And so we know here that rebuilding and transforming your life, it's not about what you eat. It's about how you think. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take that mental willpower that you all have, and we're going to turn it into some skill power. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to be thrilled with the outcome that you're experiencing. So remember these words: will, skill, thrill. Most programs give you start with you at will, and they never take you through the skill so that you can be thrilled. And that's why we're different, and that's why we're freaking awesome. So I want to congratulate you unicorns for being on here today, for investing in yourself, for understanding that you are 5 times more likely to be successful on your plan by being here. I don't know if you know that, but that's the number. Nicole C, did you know that? 5 times more likely, girl. I am so glad you are here. Okay? Because it's going to make a difference. So I wanted to pull this together, and I really, really thought it would be important to talk about the weekend. Who here struggles on the weekend? Raise your hand. You struggle on the weekend. Can you guys put in the chat why? Give me your reasons for struggling on the weekend. Let's see them. What gets in your way? This needs to be interactive, and I'd love for you to see that you're not alone. Chris Goff, I love you. How do you struggle? People get in your way. Oh, I'm not structured. It's the weekend, right? That means something, Steve. Your routine gets upset. Yep. I know some of you are super high level executives and have super stressful jobs. This gets in the way. All right, guys. So do you see there how many people struggle? The weekend is super important, right? Old habits creep in, our structure gets thrown off, we get super stressed out. These are the things. But guess what? You can rise above it. You know what we call that? We call that an elevated mindset. You have to know that these things are going to happen. You have to know, and you have experienced lately, that life is super unpredictable. Who predicted the pandemic? Who knew you'd be forced into your home? How many of you were forced out of jobs? How many of you were forced into new environments? How many of you were forced to move, like me? And so then this is where you would say, well, I had to move. I'm super stressed. There's a pandemic. I can't focus on my health. This is mental, and you're being emotional, and we need to be logical. Can you stop being emotional and go into being logical? I believe that you can. All right. So I'm going to dig into some things that are going to help you this weekend, and we will be off this call by 5:30. But really quickly, we have a special set of coaches on here, Coach John and Enoch, who are just paving the way, bringing on a whole bunch of clients. I can't wait for you to hear Enoch because he's just super funny. And if there's one thing that I know builds trust and likability, it's somebody that can make you laugh. And trust me, Enoch is going to steal your heart. But what I'd like for him to talk about is his own experience and why he believes that this particular group is so needed. So rather than you hear just from me, let me let you hear from the people in this group. Enoch.
Hello, everyone. Spirit fingers to you fresh people, you amazing people. So, weekend tendencies, huh? You know what I'm running into myself, but I'm a lot more consciously aware of is that my are spent with my friends and family that we got big together with. Right? My social circle, I still love my friends and all of my family that I've been around for years, but everyone is not ready to take the challenge like we did, right? Our social circle. We do have to make some changes, but I believe with all of the self-development and being aware changes things. So now instead of having a glass of champagne, I'll put some sparkling water with a little lime or a lemon in the champagne glass and still have a little bubbly, right? So when I come over to events now, it's with conscious. It's with a fueling, depending on what time it is. I have my fueling. Um, we've even went to some of our friends' house and brought our own lean ingredient to cook when they were cooking their own food, right? And believe it or not, it really does stand out in their mind because we all are still battling, right? Yeah, we're all battling sometimes the hunger pains, right? It just, I don't know. Mine's is licorice. Like licorice that is my devil. I'm telling you, it calls me. I can smell licorice in my sleep. I'm serious, people. It's crazy. But I know that I've even had to avoid going to certain stores because I have routinely over the years went down that aisle probably over 300-400 times or so. And I'm like, I'm going to go to CVS this time instead of Walgreens. So I just think being more conscious before you arrive at your circle, because I can't lie, I'm beginning to have a lot more sober fun. Sober fun is really, really fun. It's so I think it's really better. You know what I mean? I think it's actually a little bit funner because you tap into a different energy. So, that's what we do. We stop, we choose. Wait, what is it? Stop. Help me out, people. Stop,
Challenge
challenge,
and
choose.
choose.
That's right. Oh, that was in
In
harmony.
stereo.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, we stop, challenge, choose before we even get into the environment. Right. So before we even get there, we're already knowing like, yo, it's the trip. I went to one of my friends' barbecue, and all my friends and family are really big people. And these were the people that I got big around. And it's not only until we lost the weight that we can see a difference, right? And they're still great people. They're some of my favorite people on the planet. They love me. I love them. I can't wait for them to get on plan. But right now, I just can't do what we used to do anymore. You know, it's just what it is. So that's what we do for the weekend. Before we go to an event, we kind of know what's going to happen or what's the routine has been. So we start planning for that, even if we have to bring our own food. I hope that helps.
That was super helpful, you guys. So many nuggets. Can you please put in the chat what you heard and maybe something that you'll actually even implement, something that really, really stood out to you? And as you can see, just Enoch has a swag about him that we just love and adore. So we hope that you continue to see him on these calls and his beautiful wife. So yes, guys, I heard the sober fun, and I just want to tell you that a lot of these ideas, the first time that you hear them, they're gonna feel and sound weird, better, uncomfortable. It's gonna sound uncomfortable. I'll be very honest with you. The first time I went to a club and committed to not having a drink at the club, I was so uncomfortable because I believed that I needed a drink in order to be fun. I used to say things like, if I don't have a drink, I'm not fun. If I have a drink, I'm not going to enjoy myself. And that was a big lie. So I had to try it differently and make myself super uncomfortable. And what I found was like Enoch, where it actually was sober fun. I'm over here having a great time. I can remember the whole night. Everybody else has spent over $100, is sloshy, trashed, and has nothing to show for it, except for an expanded waistline, a headache the next day, brain fog, and I don't. So these are great ideas. These are really, really great ideas. But would you guys like for them to be compelling? Feeling puffy, totally. Would you guys like this to be compelling? Would you like this to just be like inarguably what you do? Because you know what? When I started this program, you guys, I started at 310 pounds. For those of you that don't know me, I've lost 170 pounds on this program. I've kept it off for 7 years. I did not have a lap. I did not have a neck. And anytime somebody would bring me tacos, I would not turn them down. How crazy is that, right? And you guys are like, but they're tacos. They're tacos. Who doesn't love tacos? So let me show you what changed my mind. Haha. You guys have this, right? You have a life book? Wink at me if you've pulled it out. Nicole C., have you opened it yet? I see you first, girl. I don't mean to be picking on you, but have you picked this up, Nicole? Yeah?
I opened it.
All right.
Good.
Good. That's step number one. Step number one, we love you. All right, so let me tell you about this element right here. And I invite you to go into this element before your weekend. It's element 15, and it's talking about eating healthy for life. I'm actually on page 297. So do you see these charts here? They're color coded. The green ones are the items that are not so inflammatory, meaning when you eat them, your body can process them pretty well. The red ones are the ones you can eat, your body will process, but you're gonna experience some inflammation, AKA puffiness, AKA joint pain, AKA water retention. Do you want those things? Do you feel good when you're experiencing joint pain? Have you been racking your brain figuring out how to get your knees to not hurt? I would invite you to go into this element. because it color codes and it explains things to you. And when I saw this and I saw that corn was on the very bottom and red, corn is red. Guess what happened the next time I went to a Mexican restaurant and there were tortilla chips on the table? Wait, that's corn. Wait, that's red. Wait, that's inflammatory. Wait, that's why my waist expands. Wait, that's why I gained 3 pounds after having one sitting of chips. It's not that I ate 45,000 calories. It's that this is highly inflammatory to my body. So why do I want that? I promise you, you guys, naturally, I started to make different decisions because of the information that I was downloading in my brain. It was like a supercomputer. It just started to change the chips and how I was thinking. Now, mind you, if a 310-pound food addicted person, Latina, grew up on beans and rice and quesadillas, if I can turn that around for myself 7 years later, so can you. But you got to use the tools. You got to use all of the amenities, Wink at me or just wave your hand if you're like me. When you go to a hotel, don't you like to use all of their things? Don't you like to get your money's worth and use all the soap and use the gym and like use all of the amenities? So guess what this call is right here? This is an amenity. This is where you get to come, you get fed, you get new information, all right? This is part of getting your life transformed. Here's another amenity. The doctors, the nurses, the behaviorists that put this together, they didn't do that just to pass the hours by. They did it because they didn't want you to be like every other program out there and come back and because you failed. When really they failed you because they didn't give you the second half. Monday night calls are an amenity. Every Monday, if you guys don't have those in your calendars, please talk to your coach about that link, put it in. Meeting with your coach weekly is an amenity. Take advantage of that. Okay. Getting on this call is an amenity. How many of you are sharing your journey on social media? Raise your hand. How many of you are sharing on social media? For those of you that are not, tell me why. I want to see it in the chat. Who is not sharing on social media? Guyane, I love you. Hey girl, what's up? I just seen you. Lemore, what's up? Hey cutie. You just made your first post. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Great job. People need hope. That's so true. All right. So I'm going to challenge you this week. I need you to get in touch with your coach and you need to talk about how you're going to share what's happening with you on your health journey. You need to put it out there. You know why? Vast majority of the people who don't, it's because you're scared or you're embarrassed or you're too ego-filled. I don't care what adjective you put to it, but I do care that it is stopping you from holding yourself 5 times more accountable. That's what I do care about. A lot of times people don't like to share any part of this because they're afraid they're going to fail and they would rather die it in the dark. We don't want anybody to know. If I fail and I go away, who cares? It was just like another thing. So I'm going to challenge you to put that out there. You don't have to put pictures. I know you see like these bikini shots, crop tops, like all, you don't have to do that. But how about if you just put a really cute, cool water bottle with your cute face? Getting in my water habits. Thank you, Coach Mel B, for being so awesome and hooking me up with this plan. I'm so glad I'm committed to my health now. Yo, Coach Enoch, I'm so glad that you're in my vortex, even though I'm on the East Coast and you're all the way in the West. It feels so good knowing that you have me. Thank you for getting me started on my journey. Doesn't have to be a picture, but it does have to be you exclaiming what you're doing, because you need to take away all trap doors that you used to escape from or through or out of. No more escape doors. And when you post, I promise you, your coach is probably going to give you some wellness credits to put on your account just to be nice. Okay. And that'll get you some fueling. It's $5, guys, but I promise you it weighs so heavy on your success. So it's important. All right, so we are at about 5:23. I have told you where you can find information on inflammatory foods so that there's a connection there. I can tell you all day long, don't drink alcohol. It's poison. It's throwing gasoline on your body. All the good stuff that you did all week goes immediately out the window because your body has to stop what it's doing and process this poison right now. That's what alcohol does. I can tell you that. Some of you don't care hearing it from me. Some of you have to read it. Some of you have to hear it from your coach. Some of you have to hear it on a Monday night call. So you got to use all of the amenities. Okay, so plug yourself in. I love you, Guyane. Tell me your questions. I want a couple questions. Take yourself on mute. What is your biggest struggle? What do you want to talk through? Because I'm sure somebody else has that struggle. Who's going to be bold enough? Enoch.
So one thing that's really, really amazing with this program is the community. I am starting to say it takes a village for grown-ups as well. You know how we oftentimes use that terminology for kids? It takes a village for us too as adults. So being able to chime in, being able to reach out and ask, I did a post the other day and I said, people, this licorice is calling me. And people that I didn't even know was paying attention was chiming in. Don't do it. Have some water. Get some pistachios. And you know what? It really did strengthen my mind. It strengthened me. It really did. Like it gave me something to stand on. I felt like somebody had my back. Like the licorice was bullying me. Y'all know I got a real licorice problem. Um, I'm a licorice addict. But I felt like my community came and was like, no, he's with us. So tapping into community, even when you're at different events and just being honest, I think people need to chime into really the importance of helping others, right? Like that's what we're really doing. When you say something or you post and you say something that's positive, you don't know who you're blessing. And it took a while. I'm with y'all for real. It took a while for me to kind of get this, but it does. And it feels great to really help people. So I think the community is a real big cheat code that we have of people that'll stand behind you. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. Mm-hmm.
Love you. Cheat codes. We love cheat codes. You all remember from the Nintendo era, right? It was like up, up, down, down, A, B, A, B, A, B, reset, 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 boom, cheat code. So that was a good one. I love that. And you know, Enoch says it takes a village. I like to say that this is a whole new playground. You guys, I can't tell you how much fun Barbie, Jennifer, Mel, the Maddens, Dawn, Steve, Ron, like when I'm with you guys, like it is so much fun. And we get each other and we talk about goals and dreams, and it's a whole new playground. And I love sifting in this sand with all of you. So find the verbiage that works for you. Okay, I love that. And I saw in the chat, cooking for the family is challenging. Yes, it can be. Okay, so I believe that this is a cultural thing, which goes into an emotional thing. oh my God, we used to eat beans and rice. This is something we've done for decades. It's this tradition. Okay, guys, that was tacos for me on Tuesday night. But guess what? Then I read about the corn in the tacos. So I still have tacos. I just don't have corn tortillas. So then modify that old tradition by giving yourself some information and being resourceful and thinking about it. It's a process, you guys. It is a process. We have 3 more minutes. Jicama tortillas are amazing, so refreshing. Any other question?
Hey,
Suggestion?
I just want to say, I am on the 75-day hard challenge and living out loud. Guys, I had a lot of catching up to do today, but I am not going to bed without my full gallon of water. I still have another workout and I have some other things to do. And all I can say is living out loud and not doing it in the dark means I can't sneak away and cheat. Also means that I have lots of people around me that are cheering me on. And there's other people who want to do this with me. There's 90% of the people on Facebook are overweight and unhappy. And this is an opportunity for them to look at somebody who's being successful in something, and they might be your friend, and they will be so happy that they don't have to venture into this all by themselves. So think about that, that we have this gift. And if you're feeling really good, and I know that it seems really hard, but just the simple thing of just like, I have so much more energy. Thanks, Monica, my coach Monica, for helping me out and showing me this program. I have, you don't even have to say how much weight. You can put all your stuff into a color block. You can put it in your stories and it goes away in 24 hours. Like, just get it out there. And the more you get it out there, the easier it'll get. And it'll be fun because you'll see all the people actually cheering you on. And then you'll be more likely to stay true to yourself instead of sneaking away and having a Reese's peanut butter cup in the closet and throwing away the paper so nobody sees it.
How did you know I do that? How do you know? How do you know I do that? I've done that. Who's been guilty? Oh my God.
I know we're about to close, but just some quick tips. Be mindful this weekend. We're hitting Memorial Weekend. Be mindful of your environment, prepare, right? Be in that thought process ahead of time before you get to your social gathering or your family event, and practice, stop, choose, and challenge.
Yes. Great input, you guys. So listen, this call will happen every Thursday, all right? And our goal is to get you set up for the weekend. So I would love for you to put this in your calendar, invite your friends, invite your family. If you know somebody is struggling, I don't think that there's a problem for them to be on this call and start to play in this playground with us and get their feet wet so they can see how freaking cool we are and start to learn these things with you and have these same opportunities. So please invite, please come back. Like Barbie said, plan your weekend, remember your goals, take a look in this life book so that you can start to develop your mind, and let's get into will, skill, thrill. All right. And come back next week and talk about our wins. Does that sound good? All right. I love you guys. You got this. You can do this. We'll see you next week.
Bye. You guys will have the recordings. Just ask your coach. I will be uploading it. Share it with your friends. All right. Bye.
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 Thank you, ladies. Bye.
Bye.
See you.